The aftermath from the latest drone strikes on Ukraine, this time in the country's second-largest city, Kharkiv. 3 days earlier...
I'm very disappointed with the conversation I had today with President Putin, because I don't think he's there. President
Trump keeps appealing to Vladimir Putin to end his vicious assault on Ukraine, but the Russian keeps stringing the American president along.
I'm just saying, I don't think he's looking to stop. And that's too bad.
The two leaders talked again on July 3rd in another attempt to get Mr. Putin to agree to a ceasefire. Hours later, and Russia hit Kyiv, the capital of Ukraine, with one of the biggest drone and missile attacks of the war so far. The only surprise here is that Mr. Trump seems surprised.
This is Biden's war.
Mr. Putin has been consistent in saying that he will continue the war until he achieves his political and military goals. That means eliminating what he calls the root causes of the conflict, which is an independent Ukraine. On June 30th, the White House announced that US arms deliveries to Ukraine were on pause, including the much-needed Patriot missiles for air defense.
We can't give weapons to everybody all around the world. We have to look out for America and defending our homeland.
In response, the Ukrainian president is pleading with Europe to step up. Mr. Zelensky says that over the past week, Russia has launched more than 1,200 drones, dozens of missiles, and nearly 1,000 aerial bombs at his country.
Russia invests in everything that goes against our European way of life. That's why we must not let them win.
President Trump does have ready options. One is to restore the weapons deliveries already promised to Ukraine and begin to work with Congress on sending more.
I totally understand that the US always has to make sure that their own interests are covered, but when it comes to Ukraine, in the short term, Ukraine cannot do without all the support it can get when it gets to ammunition and to air defense systems.
Another is for Mr. Trump to declare his support for the Lindsey Graham-Richard Blumenthal bill.
Hi.
That would impose sanctions on countries that buy Russian oil and don't aid Ukraine. It has 84 sponsors, and the Senate could send a message by voting for it this week.
China, the game you're playing with Russia is about to change. If you keep buying cheap Russian oil to fuel Putin's war machine, there will be a 500% tariff on all of your products coming into the United States.
Mr. Putin clearly thinks he can make President Trump look plaintive and weak and then get away with it as Russia swallows Ukraine. If the Russian president is right, much of the US deterrence benefit of the Iran strike will then vanish.
These are consequential times, ladies and gentlemen. The challenges facing the alliance and our partners are growing more complex. The threats we face are only becoming more intertwined, but they are no match for the unity, the resolve, and the shared purpose that I see gathered on this field today.